Hey, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do a video on what the pros, the good things, the awesome things about having a longarm quilting machine that has a computer. So that's what this is going to be about. Pro tip number 1, you don't have to have any skill whatsoever to do longarming because you have a computer that can do it for you. When I first got my machine, I thought that I was going to be an award winner like that. I thought because I spent so much money that the talent was going to pour down my soul and that was just going to be awesome. And then reality set in. I took the belts off the longarm and I started longarming myself, and I realized that I was horrible at it. I was so thankful at that moment that I had a computer on it, because I knew at that moment that there was no way at the skill level that I was at that I was going to be able to go ahead and quilt any quilt. It's like a trade, it's like a skill, it's something you have to invest time in, and if you don't have a computer, it's going to take you a while to get to a level to where you can start doing a business for other people. Pro number 2, the computer is pretty easy to use, believe it or not. Gamble or Statler Stitcher did a really great job to make the computer user friendly. As a matter of fact, when I got the computer, the longarm, I couldn't travel to McKinney to take the classes because the recession hit and I just couldn't see spending money on going on a trip over there. So they sent me DVDs and I literally sat for one day and followed the DVD, and yeah, it was so easy to learn. Within a day I knew the program, I knew how to work the program with the longarm and the computer, and it just kind of worked out. So Gamble has a really great program that's easy and user-friendly, I guess that's the word. If you have a computerized system, what is available to you now, there are so many companies at this current time that do longarm quilting digital designs, like as if you were looking for embroidery designs. They have them for longarm now. When I first started, only Alinda's Electric Quilting had some really great digital designs. If you have a quilt that has footballs, they have longarm quilting digital designs that have footballs on them. In a sense, you could kind of cater to the client and make it more specific to that quilt. And there's so many wonderful digital designs. And if I didn't have a computer, I don't think I would even have the skill level to create and quilt those designs on a quilt if it wasn't for the computerized system. Designs I can never myself think I could grow in the skill level of making. I have some really beautiful quilts that the designs are so beautiful, they make the quilt stand out more. Pro tip number 4. What I love about having a computerized system for this longarm quilting machine, my client can come to me, I can pick some digital designs and she can pick from a library of them, and I can literally show her specifically what her quilt would look like before it's quilted. And I can literally showcase what her quilt may look like with how many repeats, how many rows are going to be on the quilt, and I can make it denser and I can make it less dense, and she could see what it will look like. This is also great when I have 5 or 6 quilts from a client. I can pick 12 to 20 designs and I can show her one design and then show her a different design, so she literally has an overview, a physical view on the screen of the computer of what her quilt may look like, and it really does turn out to look like what she saw. So she goes leaving here not blind. She knows specifically what she's getting. And I think when you're showing a client a panto, you're just showing them one row and that's it. What the panto design is on a paper panto, you can't increase the density or decrease the density, because on a paper panto what you get is what it is. And with the computer you can increase density and decrease the measurement of your design and kind of change it to fit and cater to your client. Pro number, I believe I'm on 5. The machine runs itself. I can sit here and read while the machine works. She's working and I'm reading or listening to music, or just I just push buttons. I can do my laundry while it's working. I can answer phone calls, I can clean, as long as I have the quilt set up the way I want to. And usually I can leave a quilt if the quilt is very flat and well done. If a quilt has a little bit problems with waviness or puddling, I'm on top of the quilt more, but I could still, while I'm there watching the quilt, I can still do laundry. I could still move back and forth in here. I can get on the computer if I need to. And it gives me the ability to have do other tasks while the machine is working. Your health. When I was getting the Longarm Quilting Machine, I wanted the manual because it was a whole lot cheaper. I couldn't see any reason to buy a computer. And my husband said no. I kind of got mad because I was like, you're just trying to keep me from getting it. And the truth is, he says, you're getting older. As time goes on, this is going to be a problem for your back, your upper back, shoulders, elbows, and arms. And I'm so glad he had his way in this one because he was right. I've been doing this for 11 years, and let me just be honest, when I do a quilt for a client, and I've done a couple quilts for clients and done custom quilting, I end up having so much lower back problems, shoulder problems, and forearm and wrist problems. I just end up so sore, and it takes a good week or two to recover. Now I'm older. I'm almost 50. So that could be the factor. My recovery time is slower. I've never regretted the fact that I have the machine moving for me or quilting for me, and then I'll take one custom quilt a month. I have the options. I can't imagine having to quilt custom quilts or quilting for clients with me doing all the work on all the clients' quilts I get. It's a lot. I'm so glad my husband won that fight about getting a computerized Longarm Quilting Machine. Yeah. Now 11 years into it, I'm glad he won that fight. I really am. So tip number 7, it's this Longarm Quilting Machine can do quick turnarounds. If I have time to work, I can literally get 5 quilts out in one day. And that's with me working from 8 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So that's a really long day. I can't imagine, sometimes I get 6 quilts in 1 week, and I already feel the pressure of getting those quilts done for clients. And I'm so thankful that I can put a quilt on the machine, and within 3 hours the quilt can be done. If it's a nice twin throw size, maybe even queen, depending on the density, I can get the quilt done. And I know if I didn't have the computerized system, that queen or twin I'm sure would get done maybe in a day, but it'd probably take me 5 to 6 hours. And if it was custom quilting, more dense or more detailed quilting, it would probably take me 2 days of working it and kind of managing my body to finish it. So you get a very quick turnaround. And I think if you're going to do a longarm quilting business and you intend it as a business, having a computer is a great asset. You don't have to find storage for your panto, paper pantos. You don't have to have a designated area for your pantos that you're collecting or purchasing for quilting clients' quilts. The neat thing is, the computer holds it in a file, and it's in the box, in the brain of a computer. Being able to change the design of the panto because you have a computerized system is also a great plus, and it's all stored in one spot. Tip number 9, this machine is a time saver. I talked about getting quilts done quickly, but I also think because I could do quilts quickly, it gives me my time back. So the days that I'm working, I can work maybe one day and get like 4 or 5 quilts done, but then I also have the rest of the week, the 4 other days, to do whatever I want, and I did all my work in one day or in a day and a half. So I think if I didn't have the computerized system, I would probably be working every single day, including Saturday, to get those 4 or 5 quilts done, and maybe even roll into the next week. So having a computerized system saves you a lot of your own personal time, because when you work, you get a lot done quickly, and then you get your time back. So it's a time saver. Alright, so I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. The comms. That's next, hopefully, if I can film.